Investments in digital health and mental health startups have quadrupled since 2015 and will most likely continue to grow. What are the most exciting verticals, trends, and companies that are making an impact on this space? Lolita, the floor is yours.
Well, I'm very bullish on companies that are supporting populations that have been historically underserved. And that's because startups are popping up to meet those demands. So there's a couple examples. There's Ayana Therapy that is focused on mental health for people of color. And then you have more affordable pricing for health assessment kits for people that may not have insurance, like Everlywell. And then I also see a trend coming our way with empowering women in the bedroom. So education and pleasure in sex tech. One company that I'm following is Unbound.
Shouts to CEO Polly Rodriguez, doing big things over there. Over to Christie, your thoughts on the digital health and mental health space.
All right, so I agree with what Lolita just said about sex tech. It's an area that we've been bullish on at Backstage Capital for quite some time. So we have multiple portfolio companies in that space, including Lorals, which exists to close the orgasm gap. I'm also bullish on women's health in general. So I think there are some statistics out there, for example, that there's more money spent on research into male pattern baldness than there is on women's health as a whole. And that's a huge overlooked opportunity because women make up half of the population. So one of our portfolio companies that's solving this problem is a company called Mahmee, Mahmee. We were one of the very first investors, and Mahmee addresses pre and postnatal needs for mothers and newborns. And through their work, they're also closing the racial maternal mortality numbers. And then finally, I think that mental health is just as important. And I think that we're going to see continued transition of mental health services online. Our company, The Difference, provides access to therapy and making it affordable for everyone.
All right, Eric, what are some of the most exciting verticals, trends, and companies that you're seeing?
I think it's no surprise or not controversial to say that the US healthcare system is largely a big failure. It's focused on reactive medicine versus preventative medicine. So I'm excited about the continued personalization of medicine that is going to be heralded, I think, by the startups that are building into this space. One of the things that gets me excited is actually expanding the definition of care beyond just traditional Western medicine into functional medicine as well. We have a company called Rupa Health that provides telehealth services for those who are trying to reach a functional practitioner like a chiropractor, an acupuncturist, and so forth. And I do think that that's going to be a critical part of care moving forward too. And in addition to that too, like Christie, like Lolita, I get very excited about women's health. And I think that there's an inflection point happening right now where things that were considered women's issues that were icky for men is starting to become real opportunities that people should invest in. One that gets me excited, menstrual blood. Turns out that half the population is women, turns out. And I think there's a lot of data and preventive care options by examining and taking advantage of this medium. So I'm excited to invest in that space.
I have to say that investing in period tech is great because it's a recurring market every month for most women.
Yeah, it stops around the 50s and 60s maybe, but yeah, totally agree.
Yes, I do too. This is getting good right off the bat. We're starting off positive and strong with a lot of opportunities we're sharing here. So let's get into the second question, all right? Thanks for watching PrimeTime VC. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at PrimeTime VC, and check out the new podcast with the audio extracts of the entire show. Thanks a lot.